Everyone's got a preference, but in this video, I want to talk about my favorite podcast editing headphones, Sony MDR 7506. Hi, it's Mike from Casefile Presents. On this channel, I'm releasing videos on podcasting and audio, so if you enjoy the content, you can hit the like button. Headphones are a fundamental tool for any podcaster. You record on them, you edit on them, you listen on them, you mix on them. So it's safe to say that when you're budgeting, you shouldn't save on headphones. There should be quality, they should be transparent, and they should be comfortable to wear for long periods of time. And before we get to my Sonys, I want to talk about a few assumptions. And one of them is that I assume that we won't consider anything less than at least semi-professional headphones that we work on, that are proper to work on. So no AirPods, no Beats, no earbuds. These kind of headphones are what we call consumer headphones. That you listen to music or podcasts on them, but they're not suitable for work. And it's because they color the sound too much. They will boost the bass, they will cut the mids, or they will subdue high frequencies. So as far as consumer headphones go, we ignore them in our production process, but not for referencing. We'll talk about it a little bit later. The second thing is that headphones are a bit subjective. Every pair will sound a little bit different, even if they're the same model. On top of that, we all have different shapes of our heads, our ears, and that will affect how you or I perceive the sound. We also have price, and price matters, but in my opinion, only to a degree. It's just an element, one of the elements when choosing the right headphones for your work with podcasts. These items are very expensive. Does it mean they're much better than other headphones? Possibly, but we also need to think about learning the sound of the headphones, learning about their shortcomings as well as their characteristics, just like with studio monitors. In my opinion, when you're choosing a pair of headphones, they should be comfortable to wear for a long time. They should have a decent sound quality. They should be durable, and they shouldn't be too expensive. And now that we got all of that out of the way, let's talk about Sony MDR 7506. These headphones are classics in recording studios and live events. They're very durable and not that expensive. I had them for 8-9 years, something like that, and throughout that time I've only changed the earbuds, I think once or twice. I actually should have done it more, but they still perform really well. Let's start with the visuals. We got a small jack which is connected to my audio interface, Audient ID4, and these headphones are over-ear closed cap headphones. They got a long coiled cable and are comfortable enough to adjust on your head. They also quite easy to fold if you need to transport them or whatever. I said that I had these for like 8 years or something. What I want to talk about is that I still use them, but the role of these headphones has changed. So when I left my last job, that was like 5.5 years ago, I only had these ones at home to work on, and I was saving cash to build my home studio. So for some time I was using these headphones for everything, for editing, for mixing, as well as referencing. And it wasn't until I got my AKGs, these ones for mixing, that I retired the Sonys and now only use them for editing. Now why is that? Well, first is comfort. These AKGs are over-ear closed cap headphones, and that means that after hours of working on them, your ears will get fatigued and your hearing will be affected. It will become very, very subjective. That was a problem when I worked on them for a long time. I couldn't continue after a few hours and had to call it a day. With the AKGs, these are over-ear open back headphones, which are much more comfortable when it comes to working for a long time. The second issue I had was the frequency response. Looking at my Sound ID software, correction software, which takes the average from the MDRs, you can clearly see that these headphones are far from balanced. They boost the bass frequencies as well as high frequencies. They also have a significant cut in the low mids. Back when I was mixing on the Sonys, this frequency response will of course affect how I mix. So I would cut bass and highs and I would boost mid frequencies. That resulted in thin and somewhat dull mixes. And it wasn't until I got AKGs as well as the correction software that I was able to sort of up my mixing game. But it was a process, it didn't happen in just one day. Where Sonys do shine and where I use them pretty much daily is editing and cleanups. So when you're working in Isotope RX and cleaning up the dialogue, you need to hear all the details. So you need to hear all of the lip smacks, the little noise, pops, all of that. And these headphones are over-ear isolated, closed cap. That means they will not let in any outside noise, and that gives you that laser focus. You only hear, what's sort of in front of you on the screen. You hear all the details. Like I said before, that means your ears will get fatigued after a while, but it allows you for sort of laser focused editing. As opposed to my mixing headphones AKGs, which are open back, they let in some of the outside noise and they're great for mixing because of that, but that's why they are also lacking when it comes to editing dialogue, especially within restoration software such as Isotope RX. On top of that, we got the price, which is £90, so that would be like $130, maybe something like that, which is not a lot given how durable these headphones are. In comparison, my AKGs for mixing they were sort of twice as expensive. To sum it all up, would I recommend these Sonys to another podcaster, to a person who works in podcast production? It depends. If you're looking for a pair of headphones that you want to use for everything, and that's recording, editing, mixing, production, referencing, and QC, then possibly no, because they are closed cap, which is not great when you're referencing, when you're mixing, when you're QCing. Your ears will get fatigued after only a few hours of working on them. But if you're looking for headphones for editing, you want to have headphones that will isolate the sound, then hands down, get these. I will use them until they die on me, and then I'll get another model of these. If you've got ones that you think are bad, or maybe headphones that you're using for all the aspects of your production, let me know in the comments below. But I think that's it for today. I'm Mike Migas. If you want to learn more about podcasting, you can check the rest of my channel. For now, share, like, or subscribe, and I'll see you later.